let's talk about what you see when it comes to artificial intelligence, the potential advances, the promise that's out there. What kind of hopes do you have?
Well, artificial intelligence is now a word that is covering all kinds of things. But in general, the ability of computation to assist human decision-making is a really powerful thing, and it can be a good thing. But like every other technology, it's got an upside and it's got a downside. And so in addition to exploiting the upside, we need to protect ourselves against the downside. What do I mean by the downside? I think it's very important, and I made this the Defense Department's policy in the particular matter of, quote, autonomous weapons, that when it comes to taking human life on behalf of the American people and American security, which is one of the things the Defense Department must be able to do, we won't have weapons for which there will not be a human involved in decision making. And what I had in my mind was, suppose I come out and talk to you the morning after we have done something mistaken, like an airstrike where innocent people have been mistakenly killed. And if I came out and Becky and I said to you, well, don't blame me, the machine did it, you'd crucify me, and you should. We need to be morally responsible for decisions. So it's fine to have a computer assist us, and that can be a wonderful thing, but there needs to be human responsibility. And that's going to be one of the big challenges going forward. And it's a design criterion for engineers. They need to build it in such a way that you can explain how it came to the decision.
You've also spoken more broadly, though, about the ethos for public purpose when it comes to technology CEOs, what they have the ability to do, and the responsibility they should hold. I think you thought that this was something when you were kind of growing up and learning that your mentors all had. You're not sure that CEOs today have the same.
Well, my mentors came from the Manhattan Project. And they had invented what we would call today a disruptive technology. It sure is, nuclear weapons. And they were proud of what they did because it ended World War II in their eyes, and it kept the peace during the Cold War. But they also knew they had created a terrible, lasting danger to humanity. And so the same people who had worked on the bomb worked on arms control, missile defenses, civil defenses, non-proliferation, all the ways of trying to make us safe despite their invention. And so they taught me that with the power of innovation, I'm a physicist, comes responsibility for the ethical side of it. And you're right, there needs to be more of that in the tech community today. And one of the things that this launching of the Schwarzman College of Computing here at MIT, which I think is a great thing, is a dedication that the Institute has, and I commend it for it, to ethical application of technology. And we try to teach that to our students here. But this generation of students, Becky, they're hungry for it. They look at things that are going on in social media. They look at things that are going on in AI. They look at things that are going on in China to use AI repressively. They look at the potential for bioengineering to change life and transform the unborn.
The baby that was just DNA edited.
Yes,
born in China.
who could not possibly have given consent to anything like that. They look at jobs and training and how the transformation of jobs can leave people behind. We can't have a cohesive society if we just barrel forward and leave a lot of our people behind. So they see all that, and they want a part of their training and part of their lives to be devoted to technology for overall good, and they want to know how to do that. And I commend them for it. I think that's great, and that's why we're all here.
China has made it part of its plan, its 2025 plan, to be the leader in all sorts of things, including artificial intelligence. They're building a $10 billion laboratory to try and do just that. They don't have the same concerns about privacy or a lot of the issues that you just mentioned. How do we compete with them on that front when the government is spending so heavily? Is this a war we win?
Well, we can't just play defense. We do need to protect ourselves against intellectual property theft and poaching of ideas and all that kind of stuff. But we have to play offense too, which means we have to be excellent and the best in this technology, as we have been in so many for so long. That's still within reach. We still have the best people and the strongest companies. But my personal view, strong view, is that the government, including the department I used to run, has a role in the country's future in technology. Because remember, when you're doing scientific research, not all of it has an obvious immediate application. And so profit-making companies aren't necessarily going to do all the kinds of work that will really bring the future. And profit-making companies don't necessarily automatically have the same public spirit that we try to express through our government. So it's important that we have an initiative like theirs. Now, I hear this $10 billion number. I just want to say, the Chinese, this is the country that builds cities with no people in them. And so I don't know that a $10 billion program adds up to $10 billion of really quality work.
Right.
I still think the highest quality work is done in the United States, including here at MIT. But we got to stay in the game and stay competitive. It's not just a matter of military strength and economic strength. It's also so that our values can continue to be embodied in technology. If they're the values of the Chinese state, a communist dictatorship, I'm not for a Cold War with China. I'm just saying it is what it is. It's a communist dictatorship. That's not the values of America. And we want our innovators to build in to what they do the values that we stand for in this and all other ethical and moral ways.